ゾーン B を制圧。攻撃側がゾーン A を制圧。
阿弥陀佛。阿弥陀佛，金刚伏魔。
恐れろ！落地雷！
阿弥陀佛，阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛。
冲打上！Incredibili！ 係咁先 行開啲啦！
Oi, oi. Oh shit, where's my camera? 1 second. What up guys, how you doing? Yo, boys and girls, good to see you all. Welcome, come on in. Come on in. Come in, lads. Come in, everybody. We're going to see the new hero skin on the right side of the screen, I bet, because they did the same for the last season. Last season, they showed the Warmonger, and then the Gladiator hero skin showed up halfway through the countdown. So I reckon in 2 minutes 30 odd seconds we're gonna see the pirate hero skin, which is what I think it's going to be. They've been teasing it on Twitter, you know, the pirate ship. I think it's pretty obvious, but I'll be very surprised if it's not. I'll be very surprised if they just completely fucking debated us. We'll see though. Do you think it'll be an original or a black flag skin? I don't know, man. If it is pirate, I think it... I mean, it could be a black flag skin if they do that. I'm not sure. What up, Shadow? How you doing? Alright, let's full screen it. Let's full screen it, lads. Oh, we're going to see the hero skin very soon, I think. Watch the right side of the screen. Yeah, the music is pretty cool. It always is, though. The music is always pretty cool. It's how hot is it in the UK? It's pretty hot right now in the UK. Well, it is today anyway. Last few weeks it's kind of been up and down. You know, some days it's been raining. It's been weird, but yeah, today it's been very warm. Are we going to see it right now? 5 minutes. Transition. Where's the hero skin? Come on, we're late. I actually can't remember at what time they showed the Gladiator hero skin on the last one. I can't remember if it was 5 minutes, 4, 3, I don't know. They're gonna show it now, surely. Surely they're gonna show it. The hero skin's gotta be on the home screen. Come on, where is it? Where you at, man? Where is it, man? Where is it? What do you think the new Outlander's gonna be? Not a clue. I reckon it's probably some kind of rapier character. Musketeer, rapier kind of character. I don't know. Yeah, I play guitar, yeah. Yeah, very nice guitar here, Ibanez. What? When does the new season start? Tomorrow. Where's the hero skin? Where's the hero skin? That way. Where's the hero skin? Come on, show me. Where is it? Maybe it's 3 minutes. 3 minutes. 3, 2, 1. Hero skin appear. No. Okay. Maybe it's 2.5 minutes. Might be 2.5 minutes. Oh, dude, by the way, sorry I missed the donation before. Old Bean with a 199. Thank you so much. I don't have my alert set up yet because I did a full Windows reset. I lost all my shit. So I apologize. Thank you for the 199 and also the other 199 as well. When does the new hero come out? It's probably going to be like towards the end of July, early August. It's definitely going to be towards the end of July. It might be early August, but yeah, the new season starts tomorrow, and then it's usually roughly about a month and a half after. So it's got to be the end of July. But the exact date, don't know yet. Any collabs soon? With other creators? Not sure. Or do you mean like collabs in game? Yo, baby boy, Baba boy, with the 11.99. Hello, Havok. Are you oiled up yet? Not yet. Not yet, bro. But thank you for the dono. Appreciate that. Okay, the hero skin's gonna show at 1 minute. 1 minute. It's gonna show. Are you ready? Are you ready, guys? Are you ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hero skin. Where's the hero skin? Are they not gonna do what they did last season? 3, 2, 1. Hero skin. Okay, so it's not 30 seconds. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. It's showing. Okay. So it is. Holy shit. Hell, okay. Yes. Absolutely fucking yes. That is sick. Fucking hell yeah, man. Male pirate hero skin. Blackbeard it looks like. Fuck yeah, man. Thank you so much for the $4.99. I'm so ready for Blackbeard. Ah, well, there you go. You've just seen it. Fucking goated, man. That looks so sick, dude. Like, it looks so good. I can't wait to see the customization and how it looks in game. That is a fat fucking W, man, in my opinion. That is a fat win. Yeah, music's insane as well. I agree. Yo, thank you so much for the $11.99, man. I'm glad you guys liked it. Another pirate hero skin? Yeah.
What's up, Warriors? Welcome to Year 9, Season 2, Defiance.
I've been enjoying pirate lately as well,
Mr.
so
Nolan, how you doing, man?
I'm gonna buy that shit straight away.
Props today, so
Yeah,
I'm very
same.
excited about that.
Well, we got this guy.
Oh, who's this? Do you want to introduce us
This
to
is,
your friend?
This is first name Light,
Well,
last
yeah.
name Perry.
So this is Light Perry the parrot.
This is correct.
All right,
Yeah.
I like it. He seems
cute.
He's very friendly. He's very
A bit
colorful.
quiet, but you know,
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We talk enough for both of us.
Yeah, it's true.
It'll be fine. Then.
You're good.
You were supposed to be twirling that gun, by the way. Come on, we're on stream.
Look at
at
this.
the skills. Look at the
Check
skills.
this out.
All right. I know, yeah, we'll quit while we're ahead. Yeah, I think so. But no, I'm doing great. But hey, folks, listen, like, we're up here playing with toys and props and all that stuff. But before we get too much farther into this, we don't want you to miss out on a second of the show or a second of Twitch drops. So listen, you know the spiel. But before we get into this, please make sure you have linked your Twitch account to your UbiConnect ID. That way, for every 30 minutes you're with us today, you're going to get a scavenger crate or a pirate chest. Am I right?
Okay.
And at the end of the show,
Changed
we're going
my
to give
camera
some
to
lucky
the
winners a chance
circle.
to win a grand prize of either 100k steel or the
That
new
doesn't
hero
take
skin,
up-
which you just saw smoke, like, appear in the smoke.
Doesn't take
on
up
the
too much
intro.
room on the
Super cool.
screen.
Yeah, great job,
That's
Max. That was
better,
fun.
isn't it?
Good. All right.
why don't we take a look at a little agenda for today?
Yes.
We got, of course, the details segment. We'll be
Converted
looking at
map?
hero
Oh,
skin,
dude, the converted map.
converted map. Some quality of life improvements, testing grounds. We have a competitive circuit segment going over triple threat. Super excited for that. Patch notes, of course, and of course, community corner in the wrap up.
I love it. I love it.
Wait.
Oh, I
It's
can't wait
amazing.
to see this
You
map.
know, with all this piratey goodness, I'm starting to feel a bit of the sea take me on here. All right, Anthony, can I interest you in a pirate joke?
Sure.
All right, Anthony, let me ask you this. You scurvy cur, what is a pirate's favorite letter?
I feel like I know this. Is it
R.
R?
No, it's not R, you scurvy dog. It's C.
Okay.
Because that's where the pirate sails, all seven of
know
them, you
what?
see.
I actually was not expecting that. So
It's a good one.
it's a good one. I like that.
All right, well, there you go. Feel free to use that at home, kiddos.
That's free.
That's free.
That's a
That one's
pretty
free. Next one you have to pay for.
All right. Why don't we jump into this awesome new trailer? Max, show them. Show them.
Let's go.
Here we go.
treasure be found. Time and time again. Life denied me that which was rightfully mine. I will not abide by this injustice a moment more.
Yes.
The all-black flag points true. The waves in me wake run red with blood. I am death on the horizon. All those who stand against me shall fall by me blade. No one will keep me from my prize.
Damn, man. Pirate mains do be eating good. That map looks really good. The converted map. It look really nice. Now the new character is always mid-season, so the new character is in a month and a half roughly. But yeah, it looks like he's got obviously his own voice lines and stuff. Voiceover looks cool. Pretty cool trailer, man. Yeah, it looks really cool. I wonder what his name is. Yeah, they're adding.
Welcome back, Warriors. What
Yeah,
an
it's a
exciting
pirate
time.
skin.
That trailer was sick.
Shadow.
I love that.
It's just a
joining me
hero
today, as
skin
always,
for the
got
pirate.
Alex, Raph, Ian. How we doing?
We got parrots.
We got parrots.
We're happy.
So much better now that I have seen Light Perry, the
Yeah,
parrot.
he's great.
Yeah.
I want one of
To
those
our
t-shirts.
feathered host.
Exactly. And shout out to
Extra
to
large, by the way,
Marcus
please.
and,
Thank you.
the VFX team and the team in Chengdu for that, because his little hat just.
Too cute.
Anyway, if anyone equips that, please show me. I want to see.
Super cute. Why don't we take a look at our seasonal roadmap before we jump into everything? So in T1, we've got our new
Captain
hero skin,
Coldheart.
Captain Coldheart. Got our battle pass, of course. Legacy pass from year 5, season 2. We've got a free event pass. Got our converted map as well. Got some armor variations, and we got some Hero Fest for Black Prior, Medjay, and Warlord. And
Well,
then in
there you go.
T2, we have our new hero. Got a throwback event and some Hero Fest.
There you go, new hero,
Yeah.
July 24th.
Super exciting stuff. Yeah, definitely packed. So why don't we jump into the narrative side of things? Do you want to get everyone up to speed?
Absolutely. So this is a season called Defiance, in which we'll be telling a smaller
Shadow doesn't
scale
play for Honor,
story
guys, just so you
about
know.
A grim pirate who defies the odds and has to fight for everything he's ever owned. This smaller scale story is our way of observing and following or the the ripple effect of a very momentous event that happened a few months ago. You might remember that Gul'jin and her Hatun army of Mongols came into Yvemore. They toppled the biggest wolf in the place, the Orcos army and their leader Astria. And this as well, it has had ripple effects everywhere.
They put the fucking
so first season of the
pirate
year,
eye patch
Sand
on
was
the Kensei here.
more on we're focusing on larger scale events.
the hat,
What
yeah.
is happening after that? Here we're telling a smaller story. So this in the you
can't
can
see it 'cause of
follow
me,
that
but look.
the
put the
Mongols
pirate
are
hat
still
on
moving
the
swiftly.
Warden helmet.
You can see it actually on the war map. This is something new that we're putting in that you'll be following. There will be some tugs, the Mongolian war banners. They will expand or come back, retract. They'll expand or come back. But so this is more of the larger scale story. Here we're trying in this smaller scale season to tell a more personal story. So it's a story of a few
intimate.
people.
Oh, this
more
guy's got
intimate,
a
it's
sleep token
it's a
t-shirt on.
dual-focused season. We're focusing on duels, on
Guy's a sleep token fan.
and duels are really, by definition, more personal. So we have a few characters. The first one is our wonderful Blackbriar Vortiger.
Was a big fan of that new album, to be honest.
Seen in a few years. He is one of the last lieutenants of Orcos still at large, and he has an issue. He was in charge of guarding a treasure, an Orcos treasure, and with the swift arrival of the Mongols, he has had to move the treasure, and he ended up having to move it in a very unsafe place, a canyon, a new map. Ed will be coming to talk to you about that. So there is the treasure there, but with the treasure having to be moved in such a hurry, well, someone else has seen in this an opportunity. With Orcos toppled, you have a vacuum of power, and you have our second character, this grim,
The new hero is
unlucky
Outlanders.
character, the pirate Coalheart, who sees in this the opportunity of a lifetime. It is his chance to finally get some.
It's already confirmed Outlander, the new
that's,
hero.
pretty much where we are, and what.
The next one is Wu Lin at the end of the year.
Thank you for breaking that down. Why don't we talk about this season's Battle Pass a little bit? It's packed with such awesome stuff.
Ooh, look at that.
The
That's
art
pretty
is looking
cool.
Fantastic. Just want to mention something super quick. The weapon you're seeing in the key art is actually from the Legacy Pass. This is a small mix-up on our end, but to make it right, if you do end up buying this season's Battle Pass, you'll exceptionally receive the Medjai's weapon from the Legacy Pass when you reach Tier 37 of the current Battle Pass. So there you go. That's it. Alex, do you want to talk more about this season's theme and how it kind of works into the Battle Pass?
Sure, yeah. So the Battle Pass is really it's a lot of creatures from the
Baby
deep,
shark,
things that
do-do-do-do-do-do.
are coming
Oh,
from,
God.
from the abyss.
What have I done?
So we have all of these.
I'm going to do a Baby
these
Shark video.
masks, different kinds of sharks. Yeah, as you're sunk into the whirlpool.
That's pretty fucking sick, actually, to be honest. The one on the right is cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. And similarly, we've got some of the other bits, like the ornament here
Oh, yeah.
with this shark, this anchor, and everything is very shiny. There's a lot of treasure.
Oh, new finisher.
There.
This is hilarious.
Yeah. Funny.
Oh, I love that.
Giving the
That's so good.
to save
Yeah.
your life. Well, you see the shimmer of the light of the sun,
Yeah.
the horizon, and all
Yes.
of that.
Beautiful.
Imagine yourself, picture yourself a pirate.
Exactly. They do look like treasure. They are
Shiny.
They are.
these are blinging.
Yeah. Well, and,
Yeah,
and
those
they
are
all
like
have all of
Bruce,
those
actually.
creatures. So you're gonna see krakens, and there's an anglerfish, and you might even see Cthulhu.
Damn.
This.
Ooh,
That's
that
pretty
is
fucking
just
insane.
incredible.
Does look like some tentacled god
Mm-hmm.
you may have heard of before.
Got this emote as well. This is Max's
Oh,
favorite.
new
I've seen
tilt,
Max do
new
this
tilt
at
emote
least 10
unlocked.
times.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
In the
Oh,
office.
new
Yes.
salt baiting
Hour.
emote unlocked, bro.
If you're a fan of another Ubisoft game where pirates roam, you might recognize the name as a nod to
Yeah.
this game.
100%. So do you want to talk a bit more about Captain Coalheart?
Absolutely. I mean, just look at him.
He's
How
awesome.
can you not talk about him?
He's awesome.
This is like we're finally doing, a pirate's pirate. Like this is Long John Silver, look to windward, raise the sails type of thing. This is our character who's, as Raph mentioned, he's very unlucky. He's had a life of pure hardship. Everything he's had, which isn't a lot, he's ever had, it's, he had to fight tooth and nail for it. It's all, scraps from the sea, from anywhere he could roam, essentially, and which isn't a lot, but yeah,
Mostly barnacles.
mostly barnacles, yes. And the name Coalheart itself is, his past self may have been a different version. Maybe he was happier once upon a time, but he's been calcified by this bad luck, by this, he's miserable, he's angry, but he's also dangerous. He's also,
Damn, the
he's
detail.
a complex character. I mean, I love him, and the name definitely echoes how he's feeling, but also how he's perceived on the seas by others, because he does have a reputation also that comes with it, and You know, there's a lot more to his story. You know, you can check out, you know, the short story, which will be out,
Okay.
I believe, tomorrow. That's right. The Captain. You know, we're going full summer blockbuster. There's a lot of pirate action. We really want to, you know, it's you know, it's the kickoff of summer, so we really
You're
want to
not
have
a fan
fun
of the
with it.
barnacles?
We'll see how, you know, as Raph again mentioned, you know, this new treasure. It's this treasure
mind
has
them
been
personally.
going through an emergence essentially, and now he's like, this is it. This is my final score. This is my last shot. It's a retirement plan.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
There is a line in the short story that I thought was so amazing. Scroll up a little bit, Justin. It was literally, it's called, he was the cliff at the edge of the world, etched by the ocean, chipped away by the elements. I think that is so beautiful, honestly. I think that's
Thank
so
you.
beautiful.
Appreciate it.
He's the ultimate survivor, and he'll do anything to survive, and he has done anything to survive.
Exactly.
So yeah,
That's pretty cool.
You might also see, you might recognize characters that you've seen elsewhere. Someone who has a beard, and this beard is black. This is actually an historical character, a man called Edward Teach that lived in the early 18th century, and we took inspiration from his, well, not real life events, but his real life personality and how he wanted to portray himself as some sort of devil of the sea. So a lot of the ways that he would portray himself have made it into the skin, into how it is. How it was modeled and all of that. So we wanted to both bring the summer blockbuster aspect of pirates, but also some historical inspiration.
Well, you can buy a smoke
hope,
effect.
you'll have as much fun
already.
as we have with this character.
Did Mr. Teach have a flaming, smoking beard?
Well, he had slits in his beard just to appear devilish. It is a historical fact.
There you go.
It worked. But yeah, thank you so much for I love when you're on here because I feel like I learn something every time.
Hey, well, put flaming things in your beard, but maybe not in the office.
Well, it's an outside exit.
Also, be careful of Perry. You don't want him to catch fire.
No, Perry's safe.
Yeah.
Alex, you want to talk more a bit about the hero skin itself? Just like kind of detailing more about.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as you can see, it's a male pirate. So lots of work.
I too want the Shigoki skin as well.
Audio as well.
Yeah. A big shout out.
I'll be a very happy man the day that gets released.
It is a male pirate. This means that a lot of the lines had to be remade, a lot of the onos, barks, everything. And he speaks a different language. He speaks Irish Gaelic. So it means that we had to rewrite the lines, we had to have them translated, localized, and all of this is there. So it's a special skin, one that is very, very special in our cold.
Oh, the beard's smoking at the end, look.
Very much so. And yeah, so his beard does have embers in it. It's smoking. He has all this glittering gold, it's covered in barnacles. And it's
that's pretty
known as
cool.
Captain Barnacles.
Love it. Looks so good. He's so epic.
That's an instant buy.
Larger than life.
Yeah. I got to see some more of the.
Oh, look at that! It's
customization
so
here.
good.
Yep. All his bling changes.
does.
Stolen bling?
Of course.
Oh yes, of course. do you think like he makes anything like that? No.
Really nice.
Like to picture him by himself, just making some jewelry.
Yeah, this is live tomorrow. You can buy this tomorrow.
That's super
incredible.
Yeah, I like
Looks
the way the
fantastic. I get to see the breakdown here.
That
Very
brown
nice.
caramel one is or mustard, or I don't know. I'm not sure.
It looks great.
It looks great.
We're not in the art department. How do you know about colors?
Thank you. Why don't we check about the free event pass as well? Because we have that coming out from June 12th to July 3rd. Crashing Waves. So if you want to crash out with your friends, you can do it in style. Why don't we take a look at some of the rewards? Got the Lone Crow's crew.
Yeah, from the name of the ship of Captain Colehart in the short story.
Awesome. Mood
A lot of
effect.
these do go along with that sense of his ship and his crew, like his flag.
Yeah.
Once again, be a pirate. Be part of the gang.
Raise the flag, sail the seas.
Yes.
That's it.
Try not to hang.
As well. Awesome. Why don't we take a look at the in-game realization next? So you got our face-off. Shouts out to
the background's
VFX
nice.
team and the level artists team. Looking so good. background looks great. I can't wait to jump into that later.
Pretty.
Yeah, all of this, of course, is coming from the new map, Canyon.
Yeah.
Once again, Ed, right there.
Shout out Ed.
Will be coming up in a
He's
few
coming.
minutes to talk
He's
about
coming.
it. The new
That's
map,
I like that
aren't you
home screen.
excited?
That's cool.
That's it. And take a look at the podiums.
One thing I love very much about the maps, and Ed will be talking about it, is that it changes so much depending on the ambience. Whether you're in Valkenheim or in this case Meyer, the map looks almost completely different, and this is incredible.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Can't wait to jump into that after. We also have a Legacy Pass coming. This time it's from Year 5 Season 2. So if you recall, in Year 5 Season 1, there was a big banquet, but it's no longer the case. Year 5 Season 2 brings a drought.
I remember what was in
the
this.
fashion is following suit. Back then, the season was a samurai-focused season. This is back when Kyoshin was first
remember now.
introduced. The season was described as a love letter to Japanese mythology, which I thought was beautiful. But yeah, a lot of inspiration came from Japanese culture and spirituality. But a lot of keywords that were used to kind of design this season was drought, scarcity, and hallucinations. But you'll see a lot of microscopic bone patterns on some of the weapons. It's very Salvador Dali-esque.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Bit of surrealism.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, hat club.
Oh, that's pretty
Oh,
sick.
And then here's the
Yes, that's
little sneak peek of the weapons. Super cool. It's meant to really, display the current status of Heathmore at the time, which is very dry and in intense heat.
And as you can see, they've been retrofitted so that newer
Exactly.
heroes have them too. In this case,
Exactly.
Hatun.
Yeah, because Year 5 was so long ago.
I know.
Yeah.
We're in Year 9 now.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And there's the Medjay weapon. Looks so awesome. All right. Moving on, we also have some armor variations.
We do. So this season
Ooh.
we have armor variations for Vikings. They're part of the same set that we had started last season with the Knights, and we're just going to continue on with this faction.
Nice. Get to see some of the
Yes.
how the details
pretty clean.
look here.
The inspiration for them were words like coarse, something that feels it has been worn and weathered into battle. And we've used variations on this theme to name all of this in the language appropriate to each faction. So we've done the Knights in Season 1. It was in Latin. In this case, Vikings, so Icelandic. And hey, something else might be coming next season, I guess.
What? Super Bowl.
I'm shocked.
Well, I want to thank you all for coming on and breaking this all down for us. Super exciting. Folks, stick around. We're going to be looking at the new converted map in the next segment, but before that, we're going to be looking at the full Battle Pass gallery. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.
Oh, Battle Pass weapons. Holy shit, that's really clean, actually. Wow. Okay. Kind of caught off guard with that. I wasn't ready for that. Wow, the Centurion weapon's clean. Holy shit, man. Wow, that shield. What? Wow, okay. You have my attention. They always cook with the shields though, man. They always cook with the shields. Always. But that Warden Blade, immediately, yes. I can make a loadout with that. Damn. Year 9, the year of the pirate? No, I think it's just the season, mate. I don't think there was anything to do with pirates in Year 9 Season 1. Yeah, the Warlord's shield is pretty clean. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Yes, that Kensei weapon is... Fucking 10 out of 10. I mean, as much as I fucking hate Hitokiri, that weapon is badass. So hey. Nabushi Shiguki. Pretty sick that, you know. Alright, let's see the Woolin. Let's see the Woolins. Pretty clean. Wow, very clean. Holy shit. Tiandis is very nice. Damn. What do you guys think? Let's see the Outlanders. We are eating good so far, I agree. Let's see the Outlander stuff. He's not interested in a new season. The only thing he cares about is a new hero. Yeah, he expects a new hero every season, I think. Wow, look at that Fear Shield. Fucking hell. Yeah, they are pretty fucking nice. They did a great job on those. They cooked, indeed. They did, I agree. Very clean. I really liked the Aphira one. Converted map. Okay. I'm excited to see the converted map with Canyon. What's the theme of the weapons? Well, I mean,
Welcome
deep
back,
sea, I guess.
Warriors. We've got Ed here. We're gonna talk about this new converted map. I'm so excited.
Deep sea and pirates. I don't know.
From what we've seen already, I feel like it looks incredible.
Yep.
How you doing today?
Great, I'm doing great. I feel like we've been teasing this map for quite a little while now, ever since the Year 9 launch trailers and all that. So yeah, and you guys have seen it in the background there of Pirate.
Yeah.
So yeah,
super excited. Why don't tell us more about it?
Yeah. Well, first a little bit of history on the map. So as you guys may not know this, but Canyon was one of the first maps ever designed in For Honor's development. And it was designed specifically to not be a Dominion map. You know, we were working the flow for what Skirmish would play like, and it was designed around that. And of course, you never know how, you know, your game will be received upon launch and stuff like that. So obviously 9 years later, here we are and converting it to play in the Dominion flow of the game mode. Exciting. So yeah. So very exciting to go back into this map like 9 years later and be like, oh, okay, how do I do this?
How do I make this work?
Yeah. So why don't we start off
Classic
by showing
Knock
you guys how
is
we
just
did this.
a pure
so here
hater,
you can see from
man.
the perspective of the attackers. Of course, you got your 3 objectives, A, B, and C. You got your main lane down the middle, as is customary, and A and C on the sides. So a lot of adjustments had to be made for this map to flow well. Not just like putting the objectives in, but giving enough breathing room in between the run times and fighting spaces to feel adequate for Dominion. Right. So let's start off by looking at the main lane. Of course, we have always had this beautiful ram totem, and that was kind of like a landmark of the map, but it had to go to make it kind of like the tree in Viking Village. I don't know what's gonna happen here. Justice for the ram totem. So yeah, the minions needed somewhere to fight and do their thing at the main lane, so it was one of the first things.
It's worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and the space worked very well. And as you can see,
It's the same in any game, to be honest, bro.
southern
Not
side
just
of
this.
it, we had a staircase
Every game
ramp
has
that
cringe
would
people in
connect
chat.
to the objective C. So yeah. Looking at capture point A, we had this kind of awesome little Viking thing, but there wasn't much going on there, so we completely revamped it here. It's
That
turned
works.
into like this little fort. Again, this is a Viking map, but we overlaid it with pirate thematics. So this is where they would like store their treasures, their loot, their bounty, all that good
pretty
stuff.
cool.
And where they do their pirate things there. So yeah, this was quite a revamp for the point as well. And even during development, it went through quite a few iterations of it. You have
good.
a nice line of sight
huh?
towards the main lane from there. So another key point I'd like to address here
Drop
is
oh my God,
we
what a
added this
gimp.
drop down that gives straight access to the main lane. So two reasons why we did this is it makes rotations a lot more
POV,
easier.
you didn't have
it
enough
feels
breast
better.
milk
You see
as a
someone
child.
who needs to heal, you right away you rotate in, and this happens
Oh,
a
you
lot more
didn't have
quicker.
enough breast milk
And you have
last
that line
night.
of sight
It
on
was
people who
denied.
are coming. The other thing we did by shifting
And now
the
you're playing
drop
up.
to the side is that I definitely didn't want people to be able to drop attack, an incoming enemy as they're coming towards the point. That would suck before they even get on the point.
Yeah.
That you would be able to do that. So this works really well. It does, you have a very quick rotation time there, so you do take a little minuscule amount of damage. It's not much.
Gotta be a trade-off.
But there's that trade-off.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to take that damage, take the long way. Moving on to capture point C, this
Pretty good.
useless dock, which wasn't much good for anything.
This looks so
Wow.
So we turned that
did all that.
into
Holy
the remnants of this shipwreck. And it looks really cool. And it even tells its own story there, as you kind of see the ship was, halved in two.
Yeah.
And for Dominion, you'll be playing on the, was that the bow?
I guess, yeah.
I don't know. Someone correct me. I think that's called a bow. But yeah, and you have this
Diddled.
awesome pirate emblem there on the sail.
So cool.
So yeah, really thematic. We went all out with sprinkling the pirate theme over the map. Here we see
Very
the
nice.
cool weather locations,
I like
as
it.
Raph was mentioning earlier, how it changes
This really changes
the
feeling.
feel of the map. Yeah. I always enjoy, even after the fact,
Yeah,
after we've
tomorrow,
worked on it for so
Quantum.
long, and looking at it in
Tomorrow.
video form, and just be like, I'm always astounded by the work of the art team.
It was awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on into the intro cinematics. Here we have some team that's there to loot the treasure from the pirates, and they're having none of it. They're ready. Yeah, they're all happy. They got the treasure. Bam. Yeah, this was some really cool work done by our animation team for this. And from the the defender side, you see their perspective. They're looking down on them, and they have the high ground, as you might say, and they're ready to attack.
I like it.
Very valuable.
Yep.
Background.
Yeah. So I hear. So yeah, that was a look at kind of Dominion as a whole. Again, shout
let's
out
get
to
rid of
the
this little
art team,
cringy fucking
modelers,
12-year-old, man.
VFX, audio, QC, of course. Who without them.
Not possible.
Complain as much as you want about bugs, but there'd be a lot more if they weren't around.
100%.
So I'm always on the lookout. I'm always watching streams. I'm always looking to improve the maps. So I think here so this is the season of duels,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
As might have been mentioned. So of course we had to update
Yo,
duels
what's up,
on this
Joshua? You
map.
okay, man?
And for the better, of course, we used the new Dominion objective zones. And so now you see here, this is the main lane area in Dominion. So we turned that. Actually, this was similar to what was already in Dominion, in Duel, but without the RAM totem
hell
that
yeah,
was
man.
mentioned before. There was a bit of stalling. You could run around it. So this is a lot cleaner. this works a lot better.
This will be nice for the upcoming tournament.
Here at Capture Point C, now
What?
we've placed a duel location over the capture point. So this is only accessible in duel. Don't worry, we put some railings on that bridge. I already hear the complaints. But there are some ledge opportunities, but you'll have to work for them. And you'll have to mind your positioning there.
Nice.
So I always enjoy doing specific
Oh,
duel
wow, look at this.
and now coming back to the boat here in duel, we're on the back side of it. So this part that was split
Oh, wow,
off,
this is so
during
good.
some grand battle that
Oh,
took place
this is so
on this
fucking
boat.
sick, man.
And this is really, again, unique to duel. And we have that shark that's roaming around. That
Oh,
was a
fuck
really
yeah, I'm
cool
so happy with
touch.
that.
I really enjoy that. And we also have this, you're splashing around in the water here. Stay tuned. Mathieu's going to be talking to you guys more about that. There's some
that's so
new
sick,
water
man.
tech that we got in,
It's an awesome
in this
segment.
update as well.
It's really,
Yep.
really good.
Yeah.
I was not
So,
expecting that.
Moving on to Brawl.
Oh, they've changed Brawl
So
too?
this was actually the third time we're updating Brawl in this map. This was launch.
I think that's the
And-
first map
yeah.
I actually played on.
Yeah. So that was launch. Then we ended up moving it here to the closer to the cemetery section of it, and it was better, but now it's even better.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
So, now we moved it to the main lane area, and you get this real 2v2.
Very
Focus mainly
nice.
on the combat, I guess. That's
Yeah,
the main
yeah.
thing. There's no other factors.
Something to look out though, you could see the color gradients change from when we launched there before the art. I think it was during Marching Fire that we updated, and how it looks like now in the same Ashfeld sunny location.
Yeah.
So actually, little bit of info there. The first time I changed Brawl on this map was my first appearance on Warriors Den.
Full circle.
About 9 years ago, 8 years ago, I suppose.
Full circle.
So yeah, I was so nervous back then, and but yeah, I'm probably dating myself.
There's also there's like some of the flowers I think that we didn't talk about.
Oh yeah, so the VFX team did a really cool job here. This little detail of they sprinkled these flower all over the grassy fields, and as you run through them, you see them. You can see there they kind of wisp off into the air.
They're reactive.
Yeah. So again, the VFX
nice detail.
had some fun on this map.
Yo, Billy, what's up, man?
The whole map really, it's one of my favorite maps that we've converted so far. And I'm really proud of the whole team for the work that they've done here.
Looks great.
Yep.
Seriously.
Yep.
This looks awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on and breaking
My
it
pleasure.
Pretty
down. Folks, stay tuned. We're gonna do a deep dive into some quality of life improvements next with Mathieu. You're not gonna want to miss that. It's really cool. But first, we're gonna have a look
Ooh,
at
I like quality of
the
life
Canyon map,
improvements.
beauty video where you're gonna see everything.
It's
and
one of
then,
my
we're gonna
favorite
look at the
bits.
Legacy Pass weapons after. So stick around.
Cool.
Don't forget, we've got patch notes after as well, so don't go anywhere. We might get some juicy patch notes with some fucking juicy changes, man. Some juicy nerfs, some juicy buffs. Just some juice, do you know what I mean? Funny sword game is not this deep. I see what you did there. Nice pun, mate. I see what you did there, lad. I like the new map, it looks nice. Look forward to playing on that. And Jules as well. I'm so excited to play on Jules. This is all live tomorrow, by the way, just so you know. All legacy pass weapons. Shadow, I think that guy's talking to somebody else, not me. Stop gooning on your phone. I'm texting my sister. American accent? No. Hell no, I'm not doing that. Not live anyway, I'll fucking sound stupid. Yeah, that's fine. That's completely fine.
So yeah, so like for real, like do you still have that muscle memory wherever you guard, like you parry somebody, you try to guard break them? Because like I still do that.
Yeah, I've never lost that ever since release. I can't. I keep dying because of that.
It's been like 9 years now. It's kind of. Oh, hey, we're on. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the show. They gotta let us know when the lights are on sometimes. I'm sorry. Hey, joining me on the couch today to talk about some awesome visual quality of life and graphic improvements today is Matthew. Matthew, welcome back.
Hey, it's been a minute.
It has been a minute. When's the last time you were with us?
I want to say like 2 years ago. I don't know. It's been quite some time. Usually when I show up, I give a little class or something. Today's no different. We'll be talking about some.
So we're gonna learn some stuff today.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's good. Well, I'm glad we could unchain you from your desk so you could come and come like teach us, teach me too, and the fine people at home.
Yeah, I'm
all
freed, so now it's time to learn.
That's right.
Quality of life changes.
And I think it's actually very
Let's see.
fortuitous here because after we just saw the map stuff, it's gonna some things I saw people in the chat noticing are some things we're gonna talk about today. So it's very cool. But before we get into that, what's first on the list?
All right. First, we're going to talk about is a lot of what we're going to be talking about is mostly some of the 3D stuff and the engine stuff that we've been adding in the game. So I would have liked Agathe to be here with me because a lot of this stuff is a lot of Agathe's work. But I'm blessed to come and do a presentation of this stuff essentially for her and for other people in the engine team and the 3D team.
Nice.
First thing we'll cover is we've added some skin subsurface scattering, the old SSSS.
I thought it was pronounced.
It's the yeah.
Okay.
It's the idea behind the SSSS is it makes the skin act a little better in shadows. It kind of makes it so that light comes through skin a little bit, just to make the characters look a little less plasticky. It's subtle, but it helps.
Nice. Very cool.
The other thing that we've added would be dynamic wind stuff.
Ooh.
We've plugged that. Actually, we always had dynamic wind. The difference here is that we've enabled the artists to be able to control it a lot better. So we went in and added a lot of dynamic impulses all over the place in the gameplay.
Oh, nice.
So look out for that.
So wear capes is what I'm seeing here because that.
That's really pretty cool.
Yeah, the cape stuff capes benefit the most from this for sure.
We support capes in our game. I like it. Yes.
I like capes.
I like capes too.
Bad for fights, but they look great.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Next up, the in-game water. So yeah, we're using a very fancy technique here that's actually not that difficult to create, but for some reason games just don't use it very much.
Oh.
I think the first time that this got probably used was in Left 4 Dead. I think it was Valve.
Really?
Kind of. Yeah. So, based on similar ideas, we decided to do an implementation of stuff that makes it so that water can flow in interesting ways. And that's actually what I'm going to be teaching about. I'm going to show you guys how we did it because it's actually not that complicated and it's pretty interesting under the hood.
Masterclass. All right.
Yeah. In fact, we can kind of throw ourselves in there right now. But however, I do have a shout out to do to the Miiverse Wii U old guy who used to post a lot on Miiverse about nice water in games.
Yeah.
He had a gimmick going on. I respected it a whole lot. It's for that guy.
You were inspired by that guy. Like, you want him to say nice water in our game now.
Yeah, in my heart, he's doing it, but I don't know where he is today. But
I think he's watching today.
I would hope so.
I bet he's watching.
So, yeah. Before we actually get too deep into it, I need to cover a few bases that I believe Anna already has done and where has done before. Yeah. We're going to be talking about UVs.
What is this?
I'm doing it pretty quickly because, you know, we've already covered this and it can get kind of boring. But I'm mostly focusing on how we animate water, so we're not going to worry too much about the technicalities and just talk about what it is. So what you need to know about UVs is that a model made out of points, vertices, has, you know, coordinates, kind of like a GPS, where it knows in the world where they are. But it also has coordinates to know where it goes on the texture. Mm-hmm. This is kind of counterintuitive because usually people would think, well, the texture knows where to go in the model, but it's actually the other way around. The model knows where to go in the texture. Okay. So each vertice knows where it is in the world, and it knows where it is on the texture that belongs to it simultaneously. This can be pretty useful. Well, let's just slap some water on the plane here and talk about what manipulations of that kind of looks like. Because if your information of texture space and world space is in the vertices, then you can manipulate both at the same time without having to touch the textures. So let's slap a water texture on our plane here, and let's animate it.
Okay. That looks pretty good.
Nice water, right?
Yeah, nice water.
It's a good start.
Yeah.
So let's look at what that looks like when we actually have the UVs there. See, this is texture space vertices over there. And at the top here is the, you know, world space vertices. They're not moving, but the texture space one is. And this kind of what happens when you're looping water around. You're just moving the verts and then teleporting it back. And, you know, you got your moving water. The water texture is not moving. It's the verts that are moving, the vertices. Huh. Next. So here what we're going to do is that we're going to modify the world vertices coordinates and also the vertex in the texture space coordinates. So we're modifying both at the same time. So the result is kind of weird, you know. You can see that they're both shifted. So the water's still straight because you're shifting in both. And, you know, this looks like silly water.
A little silly, yeah.
We could do better than that.
Yeah.
So let's move the vertices in world space, but not texture space.
Okay.
It's pretty cool, but I don't
you know, you get some stretching and stuff, but that's kind of wanted because when you start animating this, well, look at this. Water is following around because the model's still straight in texture space.
Okay, that's
now
pretty
here
cool.
Is, in fact, we're modifying texture space, but we're not modifying world space, right? We're just trying to get an idea of like what's doing what when you're manipulating both at the same time.
Okay.
So, you know, obviously your plane's not changing, but you can see the water is kind of deforming because the points that are on your polygons in the texture are moving on the polygons that are in the world. So the texture gets all creepy.
Nice.
Next up, here we're modifying both at the same time. We're kind of putting this all together here.
Okay.
Modifying both the world space and texture space. Now we're going to lock the texture space as it is now, and we're going to bring it back in world space without touching texture space.
Okay. Oh, what is this? What is this magic here?
That looks pretty good. You know?
I like
Oh,
it.
okay. I get it.
However, you'll notice that there are issues with this. We can see here that, this is the same thing, but the resolution of the deformation of the water is poor because we don't have a lot of polygons here, and we're only using polygons. Wait up, Max. You're going a little quick. You only got a few polygons on our plane, and you don't have enough polygons to actually have the water be pretty smooth. There's a lot of limitations with that. All right, next. I built a fountain here that shows the limitations here.
Okay.
See, the water is all like crunchy and doesn't know where to go in certain places.
Right.
Like just using the polygons to tell where the water should go and how it should flow is limiting. It doesn't look great. It can work for a single stream, but as soon as your water needs to move in complicated ways, it fails. So where do you get extra information to tell it how to move if the polygons clearly isn't enough? Well, there's stuff that we have like per square inch that has information, and that's in the texture. So maybe we can, wait, Max. maybe we can store texture information that says in what direction we want the water to move.
Okay.
All right, let's go. And we're going to do that using flow maps.
All right.
What we see here, that's a vector map. It's a flow map. Same thing in our case, right?
Okay.
This is what a vector map looks like. I got another example of what a vector map is. Yeah, vector maps, right? They're kind of just like a texture of directions.
Okay.
Instead of being a color, it's a direction. Next example.
Oh, it's our boy. It's our boy Griff again.
Oh God,
no.
what's going on here? He's getting flow mapped.
Oh, he's getting flow mapped.
Oh, the vectors is killing it.
Take that, Mike. Sorry, I mean, keep.
All right, let's go to the next one.
All right.
Now here's a fun tool. Comes from a tech artist that's at Riot right now, but it's kind of his little freeware artist thing that is great for demoing this stuff. We don't actually use it, but I love using it to show people how this stuff
Explain
works. Right?
it, yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of just like brushing the vectors right now. It's kind of like hair, and you kind of brush it, and you can have the water move in the direction you want. This is kind of what we want to do with the water, right?
I'm guessing this is what they use on some of the hero
let's talk a bit
skins.
about what a flow map even looks like. Okay. So let's load up essentially a texture, right?
Okay.
Look at this. That's a that's a spreadsheet, exactly, right?
Oh, okay.
You go in Excel, and that's what you get.
Oh, okay.
The difference is
I know
that,
spreadsheets. I'm good with these. Yeah.
Yeah, great. See, like essentially the colors are just numbers.
Oh, okay.
They're 3 numbers. It's a spreadsheet with numbers in them. So if we take a texture and we apply it on objects, well, then you get essentially a spreadsheet of numbers, and you can use those numbers to tell what direction to go. So let's try it on our friend Griffin here, right? Let's put a texture on him, and each texture says, well, each color says what direction we want to move the pixels on him.
Okay.
All right? So let's give it a roll.
Okay.
Okay, that doesn't look great.
I mean,
however, obviously the biggest problem we got here is that he stretches forever, and after like a minute, you won't even know what you're looking at,
Yeah, it's fair enough, yeah.
It's not going to be useful for water. But there's a trick we can do, right?
Okay.
What if we take a second layer
Unk
and
is
we
educating
blend in
you.
while the first one is stretching, and blend back to an earlier state and stretch to a new one, and just have 2 layers kind of always stretching like that, right?
I feel like Griffin's going on a trip right now, dude. Not gonna lie.
It doesn't look great for Griffin, but for
Like, I'm going on a trip.
surface like water, it works if you go quickly enough, So let's try it.
Okay.
So here's again the fun little tool where we're gonna kind of like brush the water, and here's the texture coordinates for my little fountain that I did, right?
Okay.
I'm kind of like doing a little brushing on the water so that we get like this fun little flow going on. See, you have the hairs there. This is just directions. They're arrows, This doesn't work that well in what I'm doing, but I went back in a tool and actually did it the right way. We're going to see the final results here. That's our flow map.
Okay.
Red is left to right. Green is up to down, half red and half green means it doesn't move. And essentially this says what direction you want the texture to scroll in and fade out and pop back in, right? So next we're going to see this is what the texture looks like on the fountain.
Oh, wow.
And now we're going to slap the texture on there and tell it, use this as a flow map.
What? What is this?
Basically the same texture. The only difference here is that I added a little bit of specular on it so you can see the flow better. But this took like 10 minutes,
How did that take 10 minutes?
The technology is not that complicated. Just people don't use it for some reason. I'm going to use it. It looks great. I don't know.
I feel like this would take me like 10 weeks to do, man. Like,
right.
I'm so glad you're doing this. That's not on me. So.
It's not complicated what's going on here, and it didn't take me a lot of time, but you see some issues, but let's not worry too much about that right now. Here's a fun thing about the flow map being a texture with colors, though.
Okay.
Wait a sec. Don't go to the next one. Since the flow map is a texture, well, video games are really good at blending textures. You get cut, there's blood on the ground, you got like a blood splat on the ground, and it's on top, and it's blended with the floor.
Sure.
What if you did that with the flow map? You put like a thing, and it says, this is how I want the flow map to move, with a particle, with a plane or something, right? All right, let's go. So here's a plane, and I'm going to tell it, like, draw on the flow map, instead of just drawing visually there. Now it only shows up in the flow map. That changes what the flow's doing because we're just using the colors to tell the direction you go. Right. So if you snap, I don't know, like a rock on that, then you end up with being able to like edit your flow in real time with basically no effort.
Dude.
It's pretty cool, right?
Wow.
So that's what we ended up doing with the footsteps of the heroes in the pool.
Wow.
That we can see here. It's just like, it's just a square, but it looks, the final result looks pretty decent
sick.
for the amount of time this took. So we ended up doing that with the footsteps of the hero and the actual water that we use in the map. You can see here, like, you're running around, like, it's a little subtle. I didn't want to go too far in it, but you can kind of see the flow go like bloop, 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 and kind of start flowing again when there were steps in there.
I love Cole Hart just sprinting back and forth. He's like, let me demonstrate.
Yeah, all to say, the final result is, I think Max has a capture of what the full water looks like in the actual map. Did we end it up? Oh, yeah, that was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we did with the water.
Cool.
We're probably going to use some more in the future.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Whenever we have places where water can flow and is limited in space and stuff, we're going to start kind of poking around.
I'm excited to find on that
stuff.
Wow. Holy cow. Maggie, that's incredible. Like, I'm blown away.
I can't take full credit for it. I mean, a lot of the shader stuff was I got essentially, right? Well, I did some of the data. We spoke about doing it, and it actually didn't take that long. So, hey, more games should do it.
I love that.
Just in a game, why don't you use it?
I love that. Just humble brag. It didn't take too long, but I mean, it looks great, and it got huge shout out. Thank you so much also for this. And again, like,
it'd be cool if he does more of that in the future.
Like I said, when we were showing off the map, players were already kind of like. Cluing in on it very early that like, wow, that water looks really good, and like they could tell something about it, and this is what it's about. So amazing stuff. Well, Matthew, thank you so much again for sharing. Thank you for coming on the show.
Always a pleasure.
It's always amazing to learn all these cool tips and tricks. And again, I'm so happy you're here doing this. So folks, Warriors, stick around.
Yo, it's good.
We are going to show off now the armor variations for the title update, and coming up next, we have a testing ground segment that you are not going to want to miss. So we'll see you soon. Be right back.
What have I missed? Well, the new hero skin, the new converted map, weapons, battle pass. Now we're going to see the armor variations for the Vikings, and then we've got testing grounds and patch notes coming up as well. So still plenty of juicy shit to come. Still plenty of juicy stuff to come. All they didn't lie about quality life changes. They showed the skin thing, and then the capes, like the wind stuff from the explosions and stuff like that. Yeah, JC's going to be up next. Our Lord and Savior. Lord and Savior is coming. Testing grounds. Gonna be interesting one. Guys, you do not want to miss this testing grounds. That's right, you don't. And you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss patch notes either.
Welcome back, Warriors! Gamers. We are excited to have you here. And look who joined me on the couch.
Yeah.
It's Jay-Z.
So here's the thing, right? Like, I've been crowned king now, apparently.
Have you? Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, that's amazing. But it took a while for me to get on because the summoning ritual requires chat to like constantly ask for me, and so it took a little bit longer.
I feel like they weren't quite as ravenous at the beginning. I started seeing them coming online, but
it's the summoning ritual, man. Like you gotta,
gotta build up to it.
And the other thing I have to address my ultimate hater in chat, which I don't have any oil, so unfortunately I can't oil up for you. But that'll be what it is. I mean,
chat.
We'll talk about testing grounds instead.
Chat. Why?
Oh man, JC
Folks,
oiled up in 2025 was not.
We got to
fucking
segue on this
bingo
one real
card.
quick 'cause I don't know how to follow that. So, JC, thank you so much for joining us today. We are here to talk about testing grounds right now, and I will be honest, I am super stoked for this one. This is like one I've been looking forward to for a long time, and yeah. So why don't we dive right into it? Can you tell us what we're looking at?
Yes. So as this beautiful slide says, as defensive dodge changes. So you remember last time when I was talking about how the next testing grounds wasn't going to be feats? This ain't feats.
This ain't feats.
It doesn't mean that we're abandoning feats right away. It's just that we want to make sure that we can collate a bit more together so that we have like more feats to do in the same testing grounds.
JC oiled up before GTA 6.
So we're trying to do like a more of a system testing grounds this time to address two major things, right? One of them is viability and defense at top level. It does affect lower level players as well, but it's really a fix that I know a player that seemingly retired but was asking me quite often the last time we saw him, and also something to give a bit more identity to assassins.
Nice.
So here we go.
All right.
Part one is I'll just read the slide and I'll explain the implications here, right? So all non-assassin heroes now have block active from 100 to 300 ms while dodging, and the block is active in the direction of the dodge.
Nice.
So what does this mean, right? At super high level, there's a tendency for players to have a very specific situation happen where one player throws a bash and another throws a neutral undodgeable at basically the same time. And when this happens, undodgeable, but you must dodge. So what happens? You get hit by something every single time. And so when we removed a block on dodge a while ago, we removed it because undodgeables, we had some issues with them. We were forced to always make them top, and then it always feels a little bit weird. So if we want to have undodgeable on only one side, for example, we couldn't really do it. So it opened up the design space, but also created this issue. So this is an attempt to help resolve this issue. So you have block at the same timing as deflect. It doesn't mean that you're deflecting, and it's still not as effective as it was before we did the nerf, where the block was active for the entire duration. So that's one thing there. Also, this is forcing the block in the direction of the dodge. So if you're dodging front, it'll always block top. If you're dodging to the right, to the left, it'll always block in that direction. So it's really like, it's a bit of a change. We had to change almost every hero there to make sure everything was kind of fitting here.
You guys happy with that?
This will let you dodge into undodgeables if you know kind of the direction it's going to come, because you'll be able to kind of block it. So that's the idea here, right? So it's really to help that very, very specific situation. We did not want to have the block on the entire dodge. That created other issues, but having it at deflect timing here really helps for those heroes, and it should give a bit more survivability when you're outnumbered and you're facing players that are able to kind of time themselves really well at throwing an attack that must be dodged and an attack that cannot be dodged at about the same time.
Gotcha.
Right? So that's the big idea here. So I'll be curious to hear specifically from pros here, but also from everybody. But really, I know like Normie specifically, I remember the last time we were in the studio, he was asking me about this like on a pretty consistent basis.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily for Normie, but it's for all the players that I know are having issues with this.
But Normie should appreciate it.
Yeah.
Right. Gotcha.
And then next up for
Normie.
assassins. So now all assassin heroes have deflected active in all three stances while dodging forward. So you might remember the Peacekeeper testing rounds we did a little bit like earlier, later last year, right?
Yeah.
And so what we had is her third feat had deflect active on all three stances, whether she was dodging front, left, or right. that was a bit too strong, specifically for the side dodges. It's it basically lets you nullify a bunch of mix-ups completely.
Yeah.
We didn't really want that. There was always ways for the attacker to do something, but it was a bit too complicated, and it kind of forced us to play like a wildly different way, and it wasn't super well received. So we're like, okay, cool. But on the front part, it made a lot of sense.
Right.
And we've had Katoon release recently that has a similar-ish thing, but it's active for the entire duration of a run. But it feels good to have like those kind of cool deflect moments.
Yeah.
So now in this testing grounds, every single assassin in the game, and that includes Shaolin, because Shaolin is a hybrid assassin that had reflex guard beforehand. So it applies, he has deflects, so it applies to this. If you front dodge, you are able to deflect in any direction. So that's kind of cool, because then it gives you an opportunity to go, you know what? I'm facing, I don't know, like a Yorm, right? And I know that they're going to do an undodgeable light finisher. And maybe I don't have the reactions, or maybe there's too much input lag, or maybe it's an off day or something. And I'm like, I know the undodgeable is coming. Like, I can read it. I can read the person's mind. I can read his mind. But I still won't be able to block.
Yeah.
This is for you.
Nice.
You front dodge into it. You don't have you don't have iframes. There's none of these things that are happening while you're front dodging. So it lets you do really, really cool things about nullifying some of your opponent's offense in this way. But it's a super hard read, because if you front dodge and they didn't throw an undodgeable light, or they didn't throw what you were expecting, Heavy is going to hit you. A bunch of things are able to hit you. So it's a big read that can lead to super cool moments. And speaking of those moments, we have a couple of videos that kind of showcase what you can do with this, which is like kind of side effects of it, but are super interesting.
I'm not sure about this, but I get it.
So this is what we were talking about with the dodging the block direction, the blocking the dodge direction, right? So you see Warden there, like always kind of switches his stance to left, right, or top whenever he dodges. So that's a good one. And then now this is what's more interesting, right? So the Shinobi here is dodging front into Zanhu's zone attack, and poop! You deflected it. So again, that's one thing that's really interesting. That's like the basic case of I'm front dodging into an undodgeable.
Yeah.
But what else can this tech do for assassins? You can have an opponent throw an attack at you while you are locked onto somebody else, front dodge, and deflect their attack, right? Creates super hype moments. Like, this is amazing. It feels so good to pull off in game.
Yeah.
Super, super cool. And the other thing it can do as well, which was like a big part of our intention here, is it makes assassins really, really, really dangerous when they're when they're not locked onto, right? So this JJ right now, for example, is throwing a left side heavy, but the Orochi here is able to dodge into it because the deflect is active on all three stances, is able to deflect that heavy and punish the Jiangjun for what they're doing. So
don't forget, this is testing grounds, right?
A lot more things they can do in group fights when they're outnumbered, when they're outnumbering people. It enhances their identity as deflect masters. So this is what we're going on with this. Hopefully people are gonna like it. Give us all of your comments, everything you want to talk about.
At the end of the day,
but it's super interesting. I really, really love the how dynamic assassins feel with this. And also on the non-assassin side, that extra bit of defense can mean life or death in a lot of situations.
Yeah.
At the same time, we're putting this into a testing grounds. And so you might be wondering, like, why these seem to be maybe you're like, these are like obvious changes to do.
Right.
I'm not sure, Ja.
We want to make sure that this is done in a way that it will actually solve the issues that players have with the non-assassin heroes. And then on top of it, for the assassin heroes, we also want to make sure that it doesn't feel overly oppressive. There's a bit of worry that we have, and it's okay as game designers that we have that we're thinking about it. We're like, you know what? Maybe this is going to be too annoying. Maybe this is going to be too strong. That's why we're putting it in a testing grounds. We want to get as much feedback as we can from our players to be able to go, you know what? This is cool. We're going in. Yeah. It's amazing. So really, that's what it is for the testing grounds. What's cool here too is that there's a change on every single hero in there. Right? Yeah. If you're an assassin, you get that full deflect when you front dodge. If you're not an assassin, you get the deflect frames when you're dodging. So it's a lot, like it's a really, really packed testing grounds with a lot of stuff available on every single hero. So that's great. Please go in, test it out, try it out, give us your feedback.
Yeah.
And I'll be happy to be on Reddit too much again to read how much people love it.
I know we can't stop you. You're gonna be
you
there.
can't stop me.
It's fine. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, JC, thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah, it'll
Again,
be worth testing,
I'm super
you know.
stoked about this. I know we play internally. We've tested it quite a bit, so I'm really looking forward to it too. So we hope that folks that you out there are also looking forward to it. Reminder that this testing grounds will be live starting next week on June 19th and run through June 26th. So don't miss out. Again, jump in, play with any hero. Everybody has a change, and then don't forget to leave us feedback. There'll be a survey at the end, as we normally do. So just keep an eye out on our socials for that. So thank you very much. Next up, JC, you're not going far because
I'm staying here. I've been summoned, so now I gotta.
Been summoned. That's right.
That's the problem.
Good. Well,
Once I'm summoned,
Patch notes.
it's good. Well, see, there you go, folks. You got him. He's here to stay now.
Any predictions
but
for
we're gonna be
patch
talking
notes,
about
guys?
The upcoming competitive circuit, so that should be a lot of fun. So, folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
You guys got any predictions? Conk buff? I hope so, bro. Oh, they're talking about the esports thing first. Right, I'll just grab a drink now. I'll be right back.
All right, welcome back, Warriors. I'm here now. You
took my seat. No, I'm just joking.
Thank you. I like it here.
Okay, good. At least you brought Light Perry back.
That's it. Light Perry is here to stay as well.
It's the best Light Perry I've ever seen.
He's awesome.
He's so good.
But yeah, we're here to talk about some triple threat stuff. This is our upcoming competitive circuit. Signups are open for the upcoming 44 tournament. So you see the key art there. It looks awesome. Head to Battlefy, sign up, find some buddies, and sign up because it's going to be great. Just wanted to do an important reminder. If you saw our monthly roadmap, you'll notice that the dates of the entire circuit basically moved up. Not the entire circuit, sorry. The 44 tournament just moved up a week. So the qualifier 1 and 2 are now June 21st and 22nd. So you'll be able to see the schedule here. But if you saw the roadmap, you're up to date. That's the main thing. So all good. Find some buddies.
Nice.
And sign up. So yeah.
Go sign up, go play.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
This has to be the biggest tournament we've ever done.
Please, it'll make me happy.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's it.
I want to make you happy.
That's it.
That's
it'll make Light Perry happy. Yeah.
That's the thing.
He's not talking, but he appreciates it.
There we go.
That's good.
Love it, Max. But yeah, the circuit follows a pretty similar format to our last circuit, but we added circuit points this time around to really see who truly is the best player. Yeah. So it's going to be exciting.
It isn't me, unfortunately. But
it's always.
They won't let you compete. I think that's what it is.
Problem, yeah.
It's be too powerful. Be too powerful.
Got too much aura.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That's it.
You got to live with it.
Man.
That's it. But I wanted to kind of ask both of you kind of what your expectations were going into this year's circuit. You know, the amount of heroes that can be played at such a high level is so diverse. So I wanted to know like what you guys thought.
Yeah. So, well, it's really interesting this year because there's AOM Thesis that won the last 44 tournament and Clutchmeister retired. So it really, really shook up
what's up, guys?
The teams, and it opened up a lot of competitive community. So like it makes it a lot. There's a lot more room for people to go in, and I think it's going to be super, super interesting as a circuit. There's like 3 big teams that we know to watch out for a little bit. There's Goblin Gang, Aogiri, and V2. It doesn't mean that we can't have upsets. It doesn't mean that other players can come in and surprise everybody. That happens all the time, and this is why this is great, right? Yeah. Super awesome. We talk about like Goblin Gang, a bit of those teams, right? So Goblin Gang is Antonio, Living, Lemon, and Jarl. It's Lemon's first tournament, by the way, and he's considered apparently to be one of the best players in the game so far. So
Nice.
It's gonna be super promising. Jarl won the 4v4 like last year, so again, really promising team. Gonna be super interesting. Aogiri has Vanlar, Likimon, Totmine, and Memes.
Gooning? What do you mean,
the first two
gooning?
guys, Vanlar and Likimon apparently are by far the best 2v2 team at the moment. So really watch out for them because there's gonna be like probably murder, but it's right. That's good. That's what it is.
He's going to be missed.
Yeah, and then V2 has Blitz, Blueby, Tuba, and Kamikira. And so Blitz,
Blitzington.
Does a lot of YouTube content as well. But
he's pretty good.
He's pretty good. Right? That's
Blitz is alright.
So,
He's okay.
Yeah, and so for heroes, right? So we got like a super cool. So I want to say thank you to to the competitive community, and we got a write up by Jones who helped us like really understand and like go super deep into this. But he did an analysis of a lot of the tournament scrims and the other tournaments that have been happening, and it's really interesting because what we've been seeing there is that the tournament meta right now at super high level is really centered around a couple of things. It's heroes that have dodge recovery cancels, that have big trajectories, that have big unblockables, and that have armor. And so because of this, the heroes that are most played and also most banned are Orochi, Pirate, Nobushi, and Varangian. And so it's interesting already there because you look at like Nobushi, she's super good in 4s. In 1s, not so much. But that she's one of the top banned heroes in competitive play is really interesting. It means the hero is very strong at that point. And even then, there's a lot of other picks. We're looking at the list, and there's like a lot of heroes that are very viable, that are super picked. We know, for example, Blitz has an insane Peacekeeper. So really, like, another thing to watch out for, right? People can consider Peacekeeper to be a bit on the weaker side. And then you watch someone like Blitz play with Peacekeeper, and it's like, oh, okay, this is really
A different Peacekeeper.
Toon is also, like, pretty high up there, which is interesting for a new hero. Again, in the right hands, super deadly hero. A lot of the time, like, it's a newer hero. People are like, and people feel that she's not that strong. She's in the right hands. Like, she's very difficult to play like effectively there.
Yeah, Blitz is insane, man.
But I whispered it so we could hear it.
That's right. Very subtle.
But Zanhu also is like super high up, which again is not a hero that's considered to be particularly strong, like in general matchmaking play, right? But at the competitive level, at the top level, very useful, dodge cancels, all that sort of stuff. So it's super interesting. I'm psyched to watch this. There's gonna be a lot of diversity. There's a lot of players. I'm really hoping there's gonna be like big upsets. It makes those moments so interesting to watch. And as a game designer, it's always cool. A game I've been working on for like 9 years now. That to see players still going on and playing it and driving these things and piloting these heroes to the highest level possible is always amazing. It's super rewarding for us as well.
Awesome. And that's a lot of what makes like the fours scene so interesting, so much fun to watch. Is that, you know, yes, obviously if you look at tier lists, there are characters that are considered very high, or you know have a lot of tools and things. But fours is about like finding the good combinations. It's about like the teamwork. It's about the communication. It's about again utilizing these heroes to their fullest. So that's why it's always fun to see what kind of competitive like team compositions that we see in these tournaments, and really get to see like new tech, new like ganks, scenarios people are working on here, because like that's For Honor at like the highest level, and it's so much fun.
What I find is also interesting there, like to piggyback on this, is that you look at 4s, you have this meta. You go into 2s, it's different. And you go into 1s, and all of a sudden Nusha shoots up. Like massively, right? Olin's favorite. But that's part of what is interesting here, is that like depending on the situation, depending on what's going on, maybe some heroes might not necessarily be meta in 4s or maybe even in 2s, but then in 1s they become way stronger. So it's that variety is amazing. It's super fun to watch.
I think it's, as you said, I think it's fun to play and also fun to watch. Keeps things fresh. It's great, honestly.
So really, I everybody should watch this.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
And play it as well. Like, it costs nothing to play. You just sign up.
Find some buddies.
Get a team. Come sign up.
Exactly.
That's it.
Win some fabulous prizes.
You could win amazing prizes.
You got nothing to lose. Sign up. You got nothing to lose, man.
You heard it here. We confirmed.
Awesome. Well, thank you both for coming on and talking all about this stuff. I'm super excited for this upcoming circuit. It's going to be great. I'll be watching.
Oh yeah,
Great.
I will be watching too.
I will also be watching.
Amazing.
All right.
We'll all be watching. I think
We'll
we
all be
agree.
watching.
I think
Yeah,
we
yeah.
agree
All right,
that we'll
patch
all be
notes soon,
watching.
guys.
I hope everybody that's watching now will also be watching and or participating.
Exactly.
And get everybody you know to participate. Get them to buy the game and log it, get to the tournament. Everything.
That's it.
It has to be everything.
Come play. Come play.
Come hang.
Easy. Easy.
Yeah, even Light
Light
Perry,
Perry
yeah.
is going to be there.
Right?
See, this could be a team of 4. This could be a winning team of 4 right
exactly.
here. I guess.
He's going to carry us for sure.
Yeah, I got Light Perry's going to carry us. I like
carry
it.
us.
I like it.
Shot calling. All right, folks, stick around. I'm going to bounce out, and you're going to hear some patch notes with these
Patch
two.
notes. What are those patch notes?
I don't know, but I'm heading out.
It's like a one-page Word document.
Yeah,
or
it's it.
something.
It's nothing.
It's one slide that says patch notes.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
But stick around
You
just
skip
in
this
case it's
segment now.
not. Yeah.
Straight to the round. Bye.
Okay. Conqueror buffs, maybe. Conqueror roll catch. What do you think? Valk undodgeable heavy finishers. Brilliant. Centurion buffs? Behave yourself. Medjay buff? Pirate buff? I mean, she got nerfed not long ago. I mean, they might change her a little bit since the new skin's coming out. That's always a possibility. Nerf Nusha damage?
Welcome back, Warriors.
All right,
I'm over
well,
here
quick.
again.
Yeah, and I'm still here.
You're still here. We told you you'd be here.
The summoning ritual worked, but
Oh.
now this is like it's about to wear off. So
Yeah.
I'm
No,
gonna
no.
disappear back into
So we got to make this segment count. Then.
Yeah, you
That was
gotta make it
quick.
count.
That's good. Also, I like it. I'm just noticing here that like the pirate hat we have on the Warden helmet is like
Yeah.
almost like perfectly
Almost,
lined
eh?
up, man. That's
You gotta, like,
I just
line it up
noticed
like
that.
that. Oh, yeah,
Oh,
that's good.
it's almost good. All right, it's great. So yeah, well that was super cool, JC. Like the competitive circuit is always amazing. Like I'm so
Yeah.
excited to see. And you know, again, we've alluded to it a bit, but there might even be you whispered some secrets, some things that will come to light right now and that
Yes.
could have a fun little impact this weekend. So or next week, whenever we start.
Yeah.
So JC, let's talk patch notes then.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the slide.
All right, here we go, boys.
Okay, there it is. We're good.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. See you next time. No.
It is right. Okay. No, we're just kidding.
Yeah.
There might be a couple more.
All right. Let's see what we got.
Oh, we want to look at the first one?
I do. Yeah.
All right. Let's have a look.
All right.
Stamina improvements. Oh no! There's no more stamina drain or stamina pause on pretty much every single attack except throws
Yes.
and Junjung's Fairy Punish.
Oh dang.
So
Yes.
something that's been
Yes.
super highly requested for a long time. It was a long time coming, to be honest.
yeah.
And surprisingly, people often like just go, there's like, like Prior's Bash and like Warden's Shoulder Bash that do stamina damage. There was a lot of attacks that does.
There were.
damage.
That list was big.
It's not all of them did a stamina pause, so it wasn't always obvious. Now it's just completely gone, except for throws. Because again, we do want you to be able to like throw somebody and then you get a stamina and you get your cool punishes. And also for Janjung's parry punish, which is just it's the only thing it does. It used to deal 1 damage at the end of the little slap, but we removed it for a lot of different reasons. But still, right now, all the stamina drain except for those 2 things is completely gone.
Nice.
So I can't see chat, but I'm sure some people are happy.
Yeah.
So that's slide number 1.
All right.
Let's go to slide number 2.
What? There's a second?
There's a
That's
second
huge.
slide.
Oh man. All right.
I like this because
Pretty
there's like
huge,
3
man.
lines or 4 lines.
Yeah.
But then it's
That's a
a
big.
ton of changes. So
I know.
that's
We
good.
could have listed that all out. Yeah.
Katoon.
Oh,
So this is what I
fuck.
alluded to earlier
Yes,
a little
yes.
bit, right? So Katoon right now is not necessarily massively underperforming. Our numbers are a little bit low, but as we mentioned during the competitive tournament, like the segment there's some players that are extremely good with her. I'm not gonna name drop, but you can go watch some footage and you see them playing with Katoon really well. She's a hero that is really difficult to play effectively. So we're trying to address 3 major problems that the hero has. First is that you can now perform Frightful Kick after a successful deflect.
Nice.
So, you know how it kind of felt bad when you're deflecting a raider, and then
Or berserker.
or berserker, or
Yeah.
whatever, and then you just throw a heavy, and then you, it does armor doesn't do anything. Well, now you have an option.
Nice.
Something you can do. It'll lead to less damage, right? The frightful kick does just still it guarantees a light finisher. You can go back into your run afterwards or whatever. But the idea here is we wanted to give her a different option on deflect rather than making her attack just break armor. Because breaking the armor is one thing. We have it on Orochi, we have it on some heroes. But it's not necessarily always the best thing to do. It can lead to other issues. In this case as well, because it's an attack that is used at a bunch of different places, we didn't want to create the expectation of this version, because we already have different versions are at different speeds. Don't want to add on top of it, well, this one breaks armor, but this one doesn't, and this one doesn't, and this one doesn't. So at this point, it wasn't really worth it. And it's a lot better to just add a bash there. It makes a lot of sense. Slightly lower punish, but still works quite well. The next two changes are concerning her follow-ups after when she does her pin attack, right? So Ultimate Authority and Restless Peace, they're both 100 ms faster on recovery. What this means is that Ultimate Authority is now frame positive, so you have an advantage of 100 ms after you use it, and then Restless Peace, you're back to neutral instead of being negative. So you lose less momentum when using them, especially for Ultimate Authority, where if you end up hitting a light afterwards and your opponent mashes light, you will beat them. So it creates these sort of situations where the hero is in a bit less, you're still going to neutral, but you're being less penalized for going to neutral. Now, these two changes, they're interesting. If we find, after looking at the data and after Dessa said a little bit more, that they're not enough, we'll look at the hero again. Like I said, she's really potent in the right hands, but looking at the data, her win rate is a little bit lower than what we would have liked. So we're trying to adjusting things upwards a little bit. And sometimes, like, we don't want to release a hero that's overly strong, and then when we're playing it internally, some aspects end up being, this is a bit too strong, this is a bit too weak. So this is how we kind of balance. But these changes should really help her perform a little bit better.
Nice. Awesome.
All right. Is there a third slide?
I hope so.
You hope so?
I'm hoping so.
I think there is.
Hey.
Pirate, right? So some people call that, we're not going to nerf Pirate. We're actually not nerfing Pirate, because Pirate does not need further nerfs. She actually needs a little bit of buffs.
A little bit. Yeah.
But this is a really interesting buff that we're doing here. It's really, really, really different. It's the first time we're trying this. And it's something that I'm hoping is going to work, because if it does work, it's something we can apply to other heroes, right?
Nice.
So Pirate's main issue right now, especially in ones, because this is not really something that will affect fours much, but really ones, is that Cavalier Dance, which is her front dodge heavy, and Walk the Plank, which is like her pin attack that you can do when you're wearing chains, are a little bit too reactable for top level players.
Right.
And so what we've noticed is that they react to the animation. It's not really parry flash. There's been a lot of studies that were done. We had like some stuff happening where we looked at, are people able to react to parry flash? And the answer is no. But they can react to animations. And these two animations in particular were a little bit too easy to react to for some players. But when they react to it, they react to them late. And when you react late, you parry late, often on the last frame. So we're shaving off that last frame where you can parry. So instead of having the parry window being 200 milliseconds, it's 166 for both of these attacks, which will make them a little bit harder to parry, but hopefully will make it so that they truly become unreactable even at the top level of play. Because then even if you look at the animation, by the time your brain processes the information and you press heavy to parry, it would have landed on that final frame, and then you won't be able to parry.
I'm so happy about this.
These are like small, very, very small, very targeted buffs to Pirate. If this, like I said, if this ends up working out, I can see this working on Glad's Cure, for example, right? Where the animation is a little bit too easy to tell. So if we shave off that one frame on Pirate, on Gladiator, does Cure all of a sudden become viable, right? So it's these things that we're trying to experiment and look a little bit further.
Nobody can complain about this.
We'll see if that works out or not. But I think it's a very interesting thing to try out to see, did this happen? Because the other option for these was to redo the animations entirely.
Yeah.
And then, so we go back to mocap, we shoot the animations, we have the animation team like reintegrate them, we try them out, and we always run the risk of
Play
what?
pirate against
It's
someone
the
like
react,
Bean.
right? It's very difficult.
You won't have fun.
To have the skill level and the perception needed for players to be able to react to things. And depending on the player, it's different. So it's not something that we can universally just go, hey, we'll just reshoot and it'll be fine. So again, this is like the best solution for this, hopefully. And we'll see where that lands.
Nice. Awesome.
All right. There's more slides.
Oh, man.
I'm going to keep this going because, there's more slides. People keep saying that there's
Oh,
only going to be
man,
one
there's
slide.
more?
There's more than one slide now.
There's more?
Shaolin. So, nerf to Shaolin.
All right.
People have been asking for this for a while.
This
Sun
little prick
Sweep, so
needed
it
an
no
F.
longer chains on miss. This was a big thing. Players, understandably, it's frustrating and difficult when you get to that point where Sun Sweep, unbalances you. You get a follow-up. And then when you read it correctly and you dodge it, you still you have to do a dodge attack because if you do a dodge guard break, it doesn't work. The thing is, that was always our intent to have Sun Sweep be punishable by a dodge attack specifically and not a dodge guard break because it's really deep into Shaolin's flow.
Right.
You have to go into key stance, then an attack in key stance, then go into Sun Sweep. So because of this, we also lowered the recovery of Sun Sweep by 200 MS. So when it's at 600, you cannot get a guaranteed guard break. You can dodge and guard break into it, but Shaolin will be able to take it. So do dodge attacks against this move. It's deep. We'll see also if this change is enough, if it impacts Shaolin enough there. Shaolin is really high in tier lists, really high in a lot of different things. So, and I know it's an especially strong pain points for a lot of players. So we're starting with this, seeing how it lands up, and then we'll see if we need to adjust further. But honestly, I think this is a pretty good change. It's not a huge nerf to Shaolin, but it'll help players get the upper hand back a little bit.
Yo, Vivek, thank you so much, bro.
Another slide.
Woo!
Boom, Shigoki.
Oh, what?
So we're also nerfing Shigoki. A long time ago,
Holy shit.
we added that the front dodge headbutt could chain on miss. And so we're like, yeah, okay, it's cool. It gives Shigoki better options or whatever. The problem that kept creeping up over time
Holy shit.
is that it makes Shigoki far too safe. Unless you have a dodge bash, Shigoki can just front dodge headbutt or even headbutt in chains. And then use side dodge attack and he just, I don't care. I'm gonna
My
charge
boy
and finish.
Shigoki.
Yeah. And then can punish you for your dodge attack. The problem here is that there's two ways to fix this. Either what we did, so you can't chain on miss at all, or you change the timing at which the armor kicks in on the heavy finisher. The problem is that if you change the timing of that armor, it has to be pushed back way too much for every single dodge attack to land, so that otherwise we create just weird exceptions that, my hero is just weak against Shigoki for reasons. But then when that ends up being super late, then Shigoki loses too much effectiveness in group fights because then you can't ever really use his heavy finish.
Oh my god.
So we've opted for removing the ability to chain off of those headbutts to not affect the heavy finishers too much. But we also lowered the miss recovery from the front dodge version so that you can't get a guard break off of it. So really, at 600 MS, you have to dodge attack it, but you can't just do dodge into guard break and you're always going to beat it. So that's kind of the big idea here for Shigoki, to change the hero a little bit, nerf him enough that it'll have an effect.
Don't get me wrong.
But also not affect too much.
It was a much needed nerf.
Right.
Because
for sure.
again, we want Shigoki to be able to use his heavy finishers.
But I
And
love
if the armor kicks
Shigoki
in too late,
so much.
they're just not usable at all. You'll get peeled constantly.
Right.
So it's better to sometimes throw a light that's enhanced, go into your heavy finishers, then we do your headbutt when you're outnumbered or when you can risk getting peeled to be able to get better into that kind of position.
Nice. All right. Sounds good.
And then another slide.
Kyoshin.
Another slide.
I know.
Kyoshin,
Slide
nerf?
nerfs to Kyoshin again. So light finishers are no longer undodgeable, and we've also lowered the damage to 14 down from 16. So the undodgeable part here is interesting. Heavy finishers are still undodgeable.
Why?
So when we were looking at Kyoshin to go, what kind of adjustments could we do to Kyoshin? This one came up because, does the hero need to have two undodgeables in his kit?
Right.
Who was
The answer
complaining about undodgeable lights?
We put it initially to have a bit of parity there and to make something a bit more interesting, but then it ended up being too much. And then when we had decided, do we remove the light ones or the heavy ones? and it's generally better to remove light undodgeables. Again, for what I mentioned a little bit earlier, right? Where if you're a bit off, or you're on like PS4 on a TV that's not on game mode, on like a third-party controller that has a ton of input lag, it's super hard to block lights and chains. We get it. We completely understand it. So being able to dodge them is important. They're still able to be dodged and everything, so that's okay. But the idea here is that because that undodgeable there becomes a double read of, I know undodgeable is coming, but then I have to guess also in which direction it's coming, doesn't make a ton of sense. So because of this, it's better to remove undodgeable there, because if it's undodgeable heavy, even on those really the worst conditions ever, you have the time to see the swing, and you can block it. So it's totally fine. It kind of works out that way. You'll get more damage also off those heavy finishers, so that works. It discourages light spam as well, so that's always kind of good to have. And the damage was also a little bit too high, so we toned it down to what is more normal, acceptable level.
Cool. Makes sense.
Okay.
All right, and then
Fair enough.
One final
There's
slide.
more.
Right? So there was more than one slide. There was a bunch of slides.
We had a few.
And this slide is pretty packed, but essentially for Shaman, we've adjusted and improved their weapon trajectories, so they match the weapon visuals better on the following attacks. There's a massive list. It's almost every single one.
Almost our whole kit, yeah.
She needed that.
This is really interesting because first of all, like Shaman had a hard time in group fights because she had no reach. Everything was super stubby. So we started working on this quite a while ago, actually. And what we discovered, because Shaman is a year one DLC hero, like a year one that's 9 years ago, and back then our animation team were sometimes doing things that looked amazing, where if you're moving left or moving right or moving front or standing still when you're throwing attacks, you got different animations coming out because it looked better.
Right.
So this is super cool, but it brings a problem where, well, the attack data, which is separate from the animation data, right? That's why we can have like trajectories and adjust them and everything. It doesn't necessarily it doesn't have to match 100% the weapon. It's not the weapon that's hitting you. It's an actual trajectory that we set. Like it's a hitbox in traditional fighting games. And so, but it makes it different because if you're walking left, for example, and you're throwing an attack, then the timing of the trajectory of the hitbox might be, and actually was different than when you're walking right or walking front or staying neutral. So even though we kind of picked one and went, okay, well then this is the right data, this is what we want, but then you were walking left or right, and it like didn't match at all. It created like crazy phantom hits and all sorts of things. So we had to work with the animation.
Unlucky lads.
And I want to give like a major big shout out and thanks to Noel that you've met last time, I think.
We did, yeah.
Who worked super hard on this to normalize the animations and to rework them so that they all were the same, whether you're moving left, right, or front or whatever. And it allowed us to do this in a really good way. So Shaman should now at least be a lot more viable in fours, where she doesn't have the most massive reach. Her weapons are not the biggest weapons in the game, but she actually is able to hit people externally now, right? There's a lot of those things that kind of help into what she can do that she couldn't do before. I'm hoping it'll help Shaman go up a little bit in the ranks. Like she's been bottom tier for a while.
Yeah.
It's been really difficult. Her ganking, while it was like top tier for a while, the issue that's crept up over time is that it takes too long. Like, starts up by
some pretty big changes here, man.
Coupled with the difficulty that she has in like participating in group fights, made her really lackluster. So with this change, at least we're addressing one part of the problem and trying to figure out, can we make Shaman better and can we make her better in group fights? So super happy to have this in.
Yeah.
I know at least one person that's also been bugging me about this. It's probably like happy right now.
Yeah.
That's great. But really, it's a big quality of life change for Shaman. It might not be super obvious, but when you start testing it out and you throw side heavies and you start to hit people outside, it feels really good.
That's good. And I also wanted to just kind of say on that too, it was a lot of animation work from Noel, but attack on effect of that too is we had to redo like all the VFX trails on that. I just also wanted to give a shout out to like Kim, the VFX team, because it was also a lot of work on their side to kind of go through and make sure all those things were updated as well.
It's one of those things that like it sounds like, oh yeah, they just need to do this and it's easy, right?
Yeah.
And then when you get deeper, and that's why I loved Metro's segment before, because you get it.
Pretty juicy
some
stuff,
people were like
boys.
not really getting it, and I understand because it's super technical and it might not be super interesting. For some people, I loved it. And I know a bunch of people in chat loved it because I was reading chat as it was happening.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like sometimes you think, this is just super easy. Just do this. And it takes 2 seconds. And then, but then you have to look at the impact it has on other teams, right? Sometimes audio needs to do a pass again.
Yep.
Sometimes VFX needs to do a pass. Sometimes animation needs to do a pass. If we're changing the number of the damage from an attack, usually it's not a problem. But a lot of the time, as soon as we start to touch animations, we start to touch trajectory, we start to touch, you think that a lot more people need to get involved.
Secret conk slide.
And it's a big group effort.
It
so
is.
really, everybody works together super hard to push these things together. The animation team is amazing. The VFX team is amazing. Our audio team also is like really great. The design team is good. Everybody works together super hard to deliver like the best that we can here. And you'll be able to see that on the hero reveal we're going to have. Next Warriors.
So there's a little.
There's a lot of really cool things happening there.
We can't
So
do
it's
that.
great. I can't do that. I can't go into much detail. But
We're very excited.
again, big collaboration there and big shout out to all of these teams involved. It's super good.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, JC, for all these more than one page of patch notes.
Yeah.
I loved it. That was a lot, so really cool stuff.
Well, like last second I decided, you know what, I'm going to add a couple pages.
Was that because that's all it is?
Like just this morning I did it and I put it in it.
Well, I'm glad. I think you made the right decision.
Yeah.
So there you go. So, folks, we hope you're excited for all of these too, and you can check all these changes out tomorrow when the patch goes live. So we hope you look forward to that and check it out. And again, leave us your feedback. And don't forget, if you have any other feedback, you can always go to our Bug Reporter site too if you want to report anything. So quick shout out to that. You can see the link here on the thing. So don't forget, we still check that, and we'd like to hear your feedback there if you have anything to report.
Yes. I need to add something really quickly because I know it's a concern that a lot of players have, and for some reason it slipped my mind, but it's very important. I got confirmation from our programming team that the missing VFX bug on AoEs and feats should be fixed. So when I say should, is that they went through everything and tried to fix it. Every single instance that we got reported that people were seeing on Reddit, on YouTube or whatever, we had one of our dev testers like really try it out and try to reproduce it. They couldn't reproduce any of these instances. So that's great. So it should be fixed. Now, if you do find an exception and there's a feed VFX that's missing, like an AoE or something, that is still not there, please go on the bug reporter and report it, and we will, the programming team, the GPP team will get right on it to fix it. It's possible that they may have fixed things, but hopefully not. But at the very least, for the tournament, it should be fixed for the vast majority, if not all, instances of this happening. So I'm really happy. It was a problem that we've had. I saw footage about it this morning. People like going, "Hey, this needs to get fixed." It was fixed, so it should be good. All good now.
All right, and the power of Bug Reporter, folks.
Yes.
So we need that data. It helps us out a lot. So thanks.
Quite
again.
so.
Cool. All right. Well, JC, once again, thank you so much for all the updates, all the cool information.
I will disappear back into the ether.
It's always that to make more patch notes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Warriors, don't go anywhere though, because coming right up next, we've got a fun little wrap up outro segment for you all. So stick around. We'll be right back.
All right, man. Pretty juicy shit, man. You guys are happy overall? What do you think? I've wanted stamina pause and the whole stamina thing to be like sorted for such a long time. It's more so stamina pause that is the issue rather than stamina drain. Although I do think that stamina drain on some heroes were a bit too much. Like just fighting BP was a nightmare, man. But like, I feel like there should still be a little bit of stamina damage on bashes and stuff. Just not stamina pause. I don't know, man. We'll have to see how it is. But I feel like if you get like a parry and your opponent's like really low stamina, I still feel like you should be able to bash that guy out of stamina in that situation. But we'll see how it goes.
Havok Warriors, we are here.
We are here.
At the wrap up. I've developed a beard in the
You
past.
grew a beard in between
yes,
these segments.
Yes, I have.
It's quite a scruffy and manly beard you have.
It keeps this guy warm.
It does. You hide a little food in there for the light Perry the parrot.
That's it. It's a good storage.
That's good. And yes, I'm going full piratey for this whole segment.
I love it.
Good luck with you.
Sound good?
All right.
My pirate accent isn't as good as yours.
Well, you got to try, laddie. Let's hear your best gihar.
Yahar!
Ah, see, there you go. All right, I like it.
All right, why don't we take a look at some of the stuff that we covered today?
All right, let's see it.
So we got, of course, Captain Coalheart hero skin for 25k steel, looking so good, looking awesome.
Is there a community corner?
We also have our new battle
with
pass,
Jet and Josh,
as well as our legacy pass, our free event pass, Crashing Waves, available from June 12th to July 3rd. Got some hero fests for Blackprior, Magi, and Warlord. Good. The balance patch, that'll be live tomorrow.
Oh, Hyper Duel?
That's okay. The throwback event, Hyper Duel. There we go.
Oh, I love Hyper Duel.
We've got testing grounds, defensive dodge properties as well. See that? There we go. From June 19th to June 26th. And of course, we have our circuit starting soon. Triple threat. Can't wait for that. It's gonna be awesome.
Yarr, it's gonna be quite the epic event there. I'm really looking forward to it, and I love me the new battle pass and the effects, and I hope that me first mate Tez is watching here because he's gonna have to, buy the shark mug as it were here. But you know what, folks, and all this crew, the crew and the landlubbers out there, we've got some more content of the week coming your way, starting tomorrow. Yes, that's right, from June 12th to July 3rd. Time limited, a mythic outfit. Me first mate. You too can get Light Perry the parrot for your very own crew. Aye. And the parrot is quite incredible. She looks amazing. She sounds amazing. Trust me, you're going to want this one.
It's great.
On top of that, in honor of the upcoming circuit here, we've got a execution inspired by the previous Friend or Foe tournament called Friend, Foe, and Forehead. So make sure you pick this up for 10k steel and equip it for the upcoming circuit.
Damn, man.
We're gonna just watch it. And the headbutts. I always approve of a good headbutt there. On top of that, we have some amazing retrofit content coming your way, all piratey themed. Gahar. So including the Land Ho emote for 5,000 steel. Also, the Buried Treasure free roam emote there for another 5k steel. So look at this, Hatun. She be digging for the treasure. She's looking for me chest.
She doesn't need more weapons in her arsenal. No more shovel.
That shovel's a dangerous tool in the right hands, that's for sure. Oh, did she find it? No. It's because Magi has it there. It's the pile of treasure signature, also available for 5k steel. Best watch out, Magi. You don't want the Hatun coming after the treasure. There we go. But just in case somebody does find your treasure, we have the Lure of Riches Execution for available for 7k steel. So just in case they get a bit too greedy, send them to Davy Jones's locker. There you go. And finally, the retrofit for the Barroom Brawl. So just in case things get a bit too out of hand, don't forget that your first weapon is the one in your hand. Right, fall down.
Brutal.
There it is. So we hope you appreciate that. On top of that, we have us a weekly arcade quest, the Blackprior Supremacy. That's available tomorrow for all players. So make sure you get out there and play it. And don't forget about the event order, Crashing Waves.
Do you realize, like, the people that, you guys that sat there going, cringe, grown men, cringe, you're the one that's cringe, like, just, it's not that deep, fucking hell, chill out.
Shark Boy itself up there,
so
get
why
double
so
the battle
serious?
pass points at the end of every match, and on completed orders and contracts. You don't want to miss this one.
That one's awesome.
Gar.
Your accent is just spot on.
I really was debating doing this the whole show, but I think people would
Fucking
have
hell.
gotten too annoyed.
No fun allowed.
Okay.
You sound great.
Dickheads.
All right.
We also have some community corner.
Yes.
So why don't we pass it to
Oh, we got
Jet
community
Josh.
corner, nice.
What's going on, Warriors? Welcome back to the show, and welcome to the Community Corner once again. I'm Josh Sharp.
I'm Jet Barrett.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. The Year 9 Season 2 is coming out very, very soon, tomorrow. The Blackbeard skin looks absolutely amazing. Been doing a lot of stuff with it. It's really cool to get a nice little swashbuckler.
Oh, I'm
hero
so
skin
excited about
for
it.
Pirate.
Yeah.
Yep, so we got some clips we want to show off, some artwork. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the first one from Friendly Chipmunk.
Oh, this one's awesome. It's a bot clutching a 1v4.
Never underestimate your bots.
Yeah.
Like this
victory.
Yo, my fucking bots
Imagine
don't do
just sitting
that.
there and watching this happen. Yeah. I always say whenever we have bots like on the show, don't underestimate them. They got
No
some skill.
fucking way.
Then we got another here from Taco Man 19.
No fucking way that was a
Watch out for those
bot.
trapdoors. I always like trying to get, especially when you and I play. I like trying to get you in those trapdoors, man. And it's just pure chaos. Everyone's jumping down. Everyone's dropping.
Like flies too. Yeah.
Dropping like flies, and there goes another one. And now we've got a absolutely diabolical play here from Bilbo using the shaman. I'm pretty sure that's like the fish emote, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and then just absolutely just pops out
I've
and
seen
gets the
Bilbo
kill.
doing it. Oh no.
I don't care what anyone says. Pineapple does not belong on pizza. Yeah, I don't want to hear it.
What the
Let's
hell?
foul the do Centurion like that.
Poor guy. And this is a clip from all the way back in 2018. And that Gladius gets collateral damage. Collateral damage, that's all that is. And then we got another clip here
This
from...
one's awesome. It's from Mr. Scrake, and I think we already shared it on our socials, but this is just such a sick use of Ocelotl's entire kit.
And the entire way that it's done is just clean.
Yeah, you got the trap, chain,
Get over
and
here!
that. Oh, it's so cool.
And now you are a puddle.
Ah, that's what you get for teabagging, you fucking cooklord.
Poor person. But those are all the clips that we have for today. Obviously, if you want to be featured for the community corner or when we post up community clips on our socials, just post on Reddit, tag us on Twitter. I almost said Facebook again. Oh my god. But yeah, well, we always are looking at UGC, looking for things to post up and kind of showcase all the awesome work that you guys do and all the awesome clips. So keep them coming, please, please, please.
We're also gonna message you if you post stuff, so please keep your DMs open because we'll check it out.
We're sliding into the DMs. We're sliding into the DMs. But that's gonna go ahead and do it for us. We're gonna kick it back over to the studio. So thank you for joining us.
See ya.
We'll see you next time.
They always be amazing, they do. And just a huge shout out to me mates Jet and Josh over there on the pirate fleet out there doing the Lord's work on the sea, and we appreciate you. All right.
Nerf bots, I guess. The bots.
Also, Nerf bots, what the heck? Oh, gosh, we're going to have to talk to somebody about that.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll put in a word.
Amazing stuff, amazing stuff.
But yeah, I think that's it for us, Nolan.
Wait, it's not it, actually. You know, I have another piratey joke for you. Would you like to hear it?
Please, please.
All right. So this weekend, I came home and I had some paper towels caught in my cap. And me wife asked me, why are there's paper towels there caught in your cap? And you know what I told her?
What?
I said, I got a bounty on me head.
All right, that's actually pretty good.
Right? Yeah.
You just think of that?
Like a bounty.
Holy crap.
That's all right.
I like that.
Y'all have to pay me for that. The first one was free. That one's going to cost you 5K steel.
That was great. Thank you for that.
This guy's just dying over here on the left leg.
Folks, we'll see you on the battlefield. Enjoy tomorrow. Have fun. But I believe we're raiding someone.
Who we be raiding?
We're raiding Ferrum.
Oh, Ferrum.
Head over there and say hi.
Don't just say hi. Give him a good old-fashioned... Say hi. Give him a good old-fashioned...
Do that. All right, folks. Thanks so much.
All right, then.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I mean, a lot of things were amazing. For example...
Doggo.
Yeah, how can I say it, man?
What does Ferram think?
Like, a lot of buffs and nerfs are kind of okay, but I don't... Like, Centurion really needs this stamina punish.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I agree. Like, I hate stamina pause, and like, I feel like there should still be a bit of stamina damage, just like, not fucking crazy, you know. But like, taking it away completely, I'm not sure if that's, you know, great. But we'll see, I guess. I still think there should be a little bit more. Like I said, if you get like a parry or something, your opponent's got a bit of stamina left, I feel like you should be able to bash that guy out of stamina, you know. But yeah, I agree that the way it is now is just aids, man. Especially fighting a BP. You do one mix up, you get bashed. You fucked, man. You know. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I suppose. All right, good stream, though, boys and girls. Oh, appreciate you guys. Yeah, solo leveling, fucking insane anime. I fucking love it, man. It's so good. It's actually insane. Right, thanks for the stream, guys. Love you all hanging out and all that shit. I love you guys hanging out with me for the Warriors Den. But I'm gonna go now. So catch you later, boys and girls. Have a great evening. Bye bye. Yo, Riposta. What's up, brother? Not brother, son. How you doing?